Back in Istanbul, Turkey. This time we stayed much further away from the hospital. The hospital is on the Asian side and we stayed on the European side because the Airbnbs there are much cheaper. At 7:05 a.m., we got picked up from one of the drivers from the hospital and we arrived at the hospital around 7:42. I felt a little bit nauseous from the car ride and also so super cold, so I didn't mind at all that we had to wait a little bit for Ella, my translator slash coordinator, to show up at the hospital. So I had some time to recover from the car ride and get over the nausea. They put a needle into my arm, took my blood, and then sent me for the MRI, that checkup MRI. For 9 months, I was worrying so much about that MRI because in April 2024, before I got the gamma knife treatment on the pituitary gland tumor, I got an MRI with a lot of contrast solution. Here is the video, by the way, and I got so fucking sick. I puked 3 times and I was sick for a week. So for 9 months, I was so scared from that checkup MRI. So January 7th, 2025, around 9 a.m., I got my checkup MRI done. The doctor put into the notes that this time they don't have to use that much contrast solution. And also Ella told the guy there right away when I was getting ready, when I was starting to sit on the bench there, she was talking to him and told him again. Yes, I felt it. Much less solution got pumped into my arm. I remembered last time in April when I got the MRI, I was laying there and I was thinking, wow, they're putting a lot of contrast solution into me. I remembered, I was thinking that. I never got that much before in Reno. Oh, and this time I brought and used my own earplugs because I didn't get any last time. And so when I was getting ready and I put my earplugs in, the guy there looked really weirdly at me. Ella told him I'm putting earplugs in and he was like, thought it was kind of weird. So apparently they don't use any earplugs. And an MRI machine is fucking loud, especially when you get an MRI from your head. Yes, they kind of lock you in when you lay down, so they put something here so you can't really move. It felt like styrofoam, I don't know, and this goes kind of over your ear, so it blocks the sound a little bit, but nearly as good as the earplugs. So that also felt so much more comfortable with the earplugs in, so it was less loud. So laying down in the MRI machine wasn't bad at all. Just towards the end, my left hand started to fall asleep, and that was so annoying, really. So I was fasting. Because of the hormonal blood test, I had to be fasted for at least 6 hours anyways. Well, I was already fasted for over 10 hours then. And Paul and I decided after the MRI, I will keep fasting for at least 6 hours. A driver brought us back to our Airbnb. And apparently we lived in one of the oldest parts from Istanbul. And during the day, they close the streets. Well, like pillars come up and you can't go through anymore. So the driver couldn't bring us back in front of our Airbnb, so he just drove as close as possible and left us out there. Hey, no problem, just like a, I don't know, 5-10 minute walk, no problem. But I started to get pains already in the cab. It started, I would say, like in my stomach area. And so yeah, we got out of the cab and we started walking and the pains got worse and worse. I was walking so fucking slowly, totally hunched over, and I was still so fucking cold. And I remember once I told Paul, I can't make it, I can't. And in my head, I already saw myself puking all over in the streets and stuff. And I just told myself, no, you just have to get back to the Airbnb. Just someone go back to the Airbnb. And actually, I only had pains. Also, when the pain started in the taxi, only pains, no nausea, just pain. And then on the street, when we were walking towards the Airbnb, I started to feel nauseous more and more and more. And it was me. I made myself nauseous. The fear of all that, oh no, it's gonna start again, I will puke all over again. So I made myself nauseous. And I had to basically remind myself, hey, no, it's just pain. It's just pain. There was no nausea. And yeah, it was actually really just pain. Of course, there were so many stairs to get up to our Airbnb, but somehow I made it. And as mentioned, I was so fucking cold. So right away, I went to bed and Paul made a hot water bottle for me. And I just had those pains, and on and off, I felt nauseous. I don't think it was just in my head, but you know, you can always make something worse. So I tried to distract myself by doing Duolingo, but I was so fucking tired and exhausted. So eventually I passed out. Well, with passing out, I mean, I just fell asleep. Yeah, the last few nights in Switzerland, I really didn't get much sleep. Here is a video about Switzerland. I don't know yet which one I'm gonna put there. And also, right before the MRI, we were traveling. And traveling is also always so exhausting. But actually, I was glad I was so tired and exhausted, so I could just fall asleep. That pain I had, I recognized. I had the exact same pain after the MRI from April. And because I was about 20 hours fasted, I thought it was pain from being hungry. I totally misjudged it. So right away after we got home from the MRI, I started eating and eating, and well, later I puked up everything again. And yes, that post-MRI pain really does feel like you're hungry. You know, when you're so fucking hungry, you get pains. Yes, that's exactly how it felt. But since I'm a carnivore, I do much better with being fasted for a long period of time. And at that time, I was only fasted for like 12 hours. And getting so much pain from being fasted only for 12 hours, that didn't make sense at all. No, 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 no. And the day before, I even ate more than usual. Anyways, I woke up and I was still super tired, but the pain was gone, just a little bit hungry. But I kept waiting. I waited 7 hours after the MRI before I ate. So in total, I fasted 19 hours, 17 minutes. Paul made ground beef for me, totally cooked through my safe food.
You're on.
So after like 19 hours and 17 minutes, I'm finally eating just ground beef with salt. Totally well cooked, well done. It tastes so good, and so far no problems, but I'm gonna eat it very slowly. I'm trying to eat it very slowly because it tastes so good and I'm hungry, but so far so good. It tasted so good. I ate a little bit more than 500 grams in 3 settings. First very slowly and cautiously, and it felt great, and I even drank all my supplements drinks and I didn't get sick at all. Yes, yeah, so cool. Everything went well. I was so relieved. I forgot that I didn't even know the results yet from the MRI. I was never scared from the results. I was always so fucking scared about the MRI, about that contrast solution. Just about that, I was so scared.